Hey, we're live. Good evening, everyone. I'm a little bit early, but it's because I'm so excited to be here. No, I missed like the 2 past weeks, so here's the catch up. I hope everybody's doing good, and I will just continue same sculpt as always. Some of the things changed a little bit because I'm streaming like in the morning as well, so it's a little bit laggy. But yeah, like this time I actually brought up the whole. Previously, like only the body, and I was working on parts, basically splitting parts and stuff like that. But yeah, for this, like I actually did like another scene with only my upper torso kind of parts. So I'm going to be working on those. So I'll just go back to the. I'll go back and isolate my meshes just for the sake of speed. And yeah, I'm just gonna continue with this. Like basically, it's the main intent is like I'm just gonna before I start, I'm just gonna do like a small recap. Basically, oh, wait, for some reason. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, basically, like the main intent of that character is actually that she's some kind of android, and her weapon or attacks are basically her claws, which they're still like pretty sketchy, but I think you see where I'm going with this. Is like you got like needles in the fingers, and she will basically just like put her claw like into the enemy, and like the venom will actually go through the cables and basically infect the prey. So, and like the backpack is gonna be like some kind of that's the thing, I'm not sure, but it will be like probably like a container. But the main intent is like you probably saw, like I did like a post a while back, well I assume, but I did a while back like a post on Instagram, like on the where the sculpt is supposed to go, and basically she will have like tentacles sticking out as well, and those will have like darts on them. So yeah, so basically, since she's actually carrying poison, and since she's actually an android, then it's not clear if her body is like got like venom inside of it, like some kind of mechanics that or pump that will pump out like the venom from her and then infect the target. So wait, I'm just gonna. This is like kind of annoying. And because of that, since we all assume it must be toxic or something or lethal, like that toxic liquid must have fumes, like some kind of dangerous fumes. So what I wanted to do was basically like exhaust coming out of her under boob, if you like. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. It's just not sculpted. And yeah, basically just for and the thing that I'd like to do would be you get like this kind of feeling of a flower, which reminds me a little bit of a like venomous kind of flower, and I will split them in separate parts so that thing could actually like close up or open up, like depending on the need. And yeah, basically that's where I want to go with that. I got like a small sketch of maybe I can show you on the webcam. I got like it's a tiny sketch. I don't know if you can see it. It's right at the top, like yeah, we barely see anything, but yeah, sometimes like I like to design on the fly, but other times like instead of just like sculpting and running in circle, I will just sketch it just if it makes sense. And yeah, so let's dive in and let's start. So you know, one of the first thing that I noticed that I don't like about that old flower type of exhaust is actually the, you see like how big it's getting out, you know, like she got an arm and all of that. So I mean, if she would be like really some character like that is like super agile, you know, she would definitely like have this like in the way all the time. So one of the things I will probably do is just close it down a little bit more and maybe like scale it down as well, so it will feel like more functional. So, and right now, like the two designs, they are different, and that's like on a purpose, because since I don't know really where I'm going with this design wise, I just want to try like, you know, different approach and then see which one is the best and then just replicate it. That's the thing, depending on how similar they are, I will probably just sculpt one of those flaps and then just duplicate it and then spread it around. Right now it's just like for the feel of the old design of that exhaust. So yeah, on the, you know, while I sculpt, feel free to ask questions or say hello. I once more, like I got so many things running at the same time. I don't think I will be able to see the comments on Facebook, but the one on YouTube or Twitch, I should see them. So. Like for this flap, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it, but because right now, like, since if I open up like too much of that flap, it will actually overlap with the one underneath. So I need like to think about something, maybe. And you know, one of the main goal of the thing, like when I sculpt, and you know, it's all based on iteration. But one of the things that I try to keep in mind is like the whole approach I'm thinking with just like traditional drawing. It's just like I try to treat my sculpt as worthless, basically. Like it doesn't hold like any value. So I just wanna, like, I don't mind destroying stuff, you know, rebuilding it, whatever. I mean, yes, you know, you can kind of lose the passion while you're doing that, but I know like in the back of my mind that it's, you know, it's probably better this way, because if I left it there, you know, it might be okay in the end, but in the back of my mind I will probably notice it, and I will be kind of annoyed. So I would rather like just, you know, I'll just resculpt it. It's more practice, that's all. And as long as I'm not okay with it or something that bothers me, I will just keep playing with it up until I find something it's more appealing. And sometimes that's in like some kind of way that I find like something new or fresher. So yeah. Hi guys, thanks. Yeah, I hope you like what I'm doing right now. It's I've been like juggling a couple of personal sculpt, which I don't think I've shown to anyone yet, but yeah, I'm just like trying to slowly get in the mood of it. That's one of the things that, you know, like sculptors never really talk a lot about, but I guess we all got like different approach. But for me, like to get back into like a sculpture, get motivated and pumped up and have like new ideas, are basically, and that's I guess that's only like for me, but you know, if it can help you out as well, then why not share. It's I'm building like this huge reference page, like let me show you. It's been a while since I've shown it, so basically I got all kinds of stuff, you know. Like it's, you know, some of the reference, and it's even bigger, like female bodies. And I usually put a lot more than I need to. I just go crazy. And it's like everything that appeals to me or I find like something interesting, I just put it in there. So like the main purpose of that is really more like some kind of mood board rather than like I want to take like this bit literally, you know. I just get like a melting pot of everything, and then, you know, from there, basically before I start sculpting, sometimes I will just spend like 5 minutes and just, you know, look around and look at all the reference, gather, and then it will spark some idea. So yeah, it's all part of the, I guess, of the process. But yeah, it's, and yeah, oftentimes like once I actually did that, I can just put my reference on the side, and basically sometimes I don't even look at them anymore, you know. It's like I got inspired enough, and what I got, with like the memories I got in mind plus what I've just seen, I kind of, you know, find my way around. But yeah, I think that's really like my approach, you know, like instead of literally like just copying a design, I just get inspired by it. So yeah, that's one of my super secrets. But yeah, I guess we got all our different approach. So if you guys got like any cool approach as well, feel free to share. It's always cool to hear what's the what's the process of everyone. And of course, you know, you just go with like over the years, it's really something that kind of appealed to me, and that was like functional to me, like to do that way. Like I kind of find like how I got really inspired, and yeah, that was like something that stick, if you like. So yeah. Yeah, I know it's like a lot of reference, and one of the things that I did not mention was like some of those reference are like, you know, surfaces reference, renders, or you know, uh, images. Some are just like composition, or one of the thing I even like to do is like, since this character is gonna be made from scratch, it's sometimes like I like to put environments, you know, the type of environment you would live in, or like the kind of car or motorcycles you would actually drive, like just a reference, you know. So it kind of helped me like flesh out the purpose of the character. That's why it's easier after that to design, like, you know, just like the exhaust and the venom and all that. So yeah. I don't really know where I'm going with this, but okay. So now I still feel it's a little bit too open. But right now I don't use like a, I don't know if the question was for me, but like the reference, it's the program that I use is just like Photoshop. Like I just build like that huge PSD, and then I save like a PNG, and that's it. You know, that's, it's, there's no secret to it. I know that, yeah, there's like people that use it, and even like at work, there's like a concept artist who used PureRef. I think that's a cool software, but for me, it's just like, because I guess you get like the option, but I'm so used to just, you know, like Photoshop controls that I just, it's good enough for me, like to zoom out, zoom in, and quickly, and that's all I need. It's and I know that PureRef you can actually put the thing like over the all the other windows, so yeah, that might be practical, but yeah, I've tried it like that, and another software as well, like I forgot the name of it, but I knew that there was like, for a while there was like another software that was like kind of like PureRef, and just to gather like reference like that. But yeah, for me, like for that, it's like it's never been something that I found like annoying, so I got used to it and I got absolutely no issue with it. Right now, it's the one that I just shown you. It's just like the Microsoft, you know, like image viewer. But because like when I open Photoshop, since I got like a old computer, it lags so badly that I got like a hard time sculpting. So that's why I use it this way. But usually at work, I just use the Photoshop. And even like when you go over a certain amount of pixel, you I think it becomes a dot PSB or something. It's like after, it's like the next generation after the PSD or something. But yeah, that's one of the things. Like anything that inspires me, like it just throw it on there, and that's it. And you know, that's another thing. Like, you know, someone mentioned that you know, oh, you got like pretty much all the images from Google or whatever. But that's one of the things that I found like in my process. You know, one of the reason why I'm so like hardcore with that huge reference page is really because one of the things that really breaks my kind of flow, like sculpting flow, is actually when I get out ZBrush or get out my reference page and I go to Google and start typing stuff, and like to me it's, I don't know, it feels like I'm getting out of the zone, and then when I go back I kind of lose that flow. And yeah, basically I just try to keep stay like in ZBrush as much as I can by keeping that flow. So having a big reference page, it's and oftentimes sometimes I will just you know, find out a reference, but I will wait up until I'm not sculpting anymore to just gather them into my reference page, because I got like, once more, I got like different iteration of my reference page. So does that make sense? Does it look too creepy? Maybe if I just... And one of the things I want to test out as well is like what it looks like once it's closed, just to be sure it still makes sense. And yeah, like you can see, like right now I don't really care if it looks art surface or not. I just want to have like the right silhouette and some of the design in there. Once I'm happy with it, then I'll figure out, you know, how to make it art surface. I got like a lot less constraint like that, so just to answer someone from the chat, like someone asked how long does it take to create a sculpture like that. To be honest with you, like this one, like I don't have a clue. Basically, you know, like one of the reasons why I do those streams are just like I'm treating myself. Like basically at work we're always like on time constraints, but over here it's like my kind of a personal time, you know, I have fun time. So it's like an excuse for me like to push more and just see where I go. So I don't really look at the time, but you know, I would say and another thing that I must say about that is like I only do like small bursts of sculpting, if you like, you know, like per day. Like let's just say on this mesh I go like maybe maximum like 2 hours, but like the next morning I might do like something else. I don't do like huge like 8 hours on personal sculpt. One of the reason is just like because first off, like I got my day job at Ubisoft making games, and I just don't have the time. And the second thing is like, and I think that's probably like something that got like overlooked, but it gives me time to reflect on what I just did. so I can think more, you know, about what I just sculpted and say, yeah, okay, that makes sense. But even when I'm not working on it, I'm still thinking about stuff that I just did, if it made sense or how I can improve it, or and yeah, sometimes I just end up on like other reference which are just like, wow, okay, that solves my issues. So I think that's good to actually, and plus I you know, like concept artists, they can just you know, flip the image over. But for us, we're like, you know, I got this, and then I can switch my materials. But I mean, like it's still my sculpture, you know. Sometimes it helps, but I mean, like it's not as it's a lot harder to refresh our eye. So the fact that, you know, you're moving away from it for a day or two, and then you're getting back at it, sometimes it will really help out. So I hope I'm not chatting too much and not sculpting enough, because I'm rambling. That's one of the thing with those streams. I just wanna sculpt my stuff, but I get so distracting talking at the same time because I enjoy it. You know, it's like usually when I sculpt, it's like at the office, I'm not really chatting at the same time. So, but it's definitely a level of difficulty, a higher level of difficulty. But I really enjoy it. If I can actually be efficient while working, while talking, that would be a great milestone. So you guys are working on anything cool right now? Any cool sculpture or printable 3D object? Yeah. Yeah, I just read, yeah, I'm doing the same detail for like 15 minutes. But yeah, I apologize for that. It's because I'm talking too much at the same time. I'll try to concentrate more and chat less. If it's what you guys would rather see me do, so. If we go with that, and then so I will just see with the rest of the gear how it looks. cool. We got like a lot of designer sculptors in the stream. I think that's the new step, like for digital sculptors. Now we can finally like do something tangible, like physical. Okay, so we'll go with that. So I'll leave it there for now. I guess just to rest my eye a little bit more, and we'll just do something completely different, which is the other side of the boob. I just want to load the right plate. Okay. So I'm gonna try to show you how I did, you know, this part. It's still like sketchy, but and yeah, right now it's kind of messy right here. But this is supposed to be, you know, at the end everything is gonna be watertight, so everything's gonna be merged together. So many of those parts you won't even see them, like I mean underneath. But still, like this is like the first pass for like, you know, all the fabric. And you know, this is gonna be like a new thing for me, but you know, I'd like to print, you know, this overall with like the monster underneath and all, like around like 12-inch, depending, like, you know. And yeah, I never printed like this big, so that's why, you know, I just want to be sure I'm putting enough detail, and just to give me like the best chances, I will just try to do everything as clean as possible. So after that, if I got like issues with the printer, I won't, you know, kind of wonder if it's the printer or the the sculptor who was the issue in there. So that's something that I do often. It's just like I will sculpt a line with the, you know, the M sander, like in a negative like that, and then just next to it I'll go in and you know, carve in, so it just amplified the whole thing. And one of the, I can't remember which sculptor actually gave me thanks for the follow by the way, but I can't remember which sculptor gave me that trick, but basically he told me like one of the things you should always do when you use dam stander is like always use it with pinch or inflate. And man, I mean that is so true. Like if you just do like a line like this, you got pinch and it will, and yeah, and if you do like another line with inflate, wait, and it's basically when you carve in and not really when you carve out, but with an inflate, see, it gives you like that bulge, which is a lot more natural than just having like a straight, you know, straight like line, because most of that thing, like, you know, just like fabric, they usually like they will deform a lot more than just having like a perfect straight line. And yeah, that's one of the many tricks to help out with the looks of it. I won't continue my line because I'm supposed to, you know, to bring that piece back in there. So for now I will just go this way. So I didn't do that piece yet, but I think what I'm gonna do just for now, since I don't have any reference for it, that's one of the things that I try with this one. Like, instead of only like modeling it in T-pose, I actually post it and then I'm modeling my parts. It's just like, I know that's not like what, you know, the majority or even like professional companies does it, but for me it's like I just wanted to really try it out, because to me it's like more like kind of a traditional kind of approach, and I just wanted to see if I could find like any new tricks to work by doing this, or any like advantages to actually do that. And yeah, one of the biggest one for me when I started to do that was just like I could definitely work the silhouette in pose, so I could see like right away how good it would look compared to T-pose, which is harder sometimes to find, like just the stuff that is like sticking out with like the arm open and all, and even the legs. I could see like just on the silhouette, you know, how it look. So does that make any sense? I'm just trying to see if it's feels symmetric. Another thing is like it's not a bad thing if it's not perfectly symmetric, because it's a breast, so I mean it's, you know, it's supposed to be soft and changing shape, so I mean it will only look like more natural. I know it's an Android, but still, you know, who knows, maybe those parts are made like a not rigid. So okay, so we'll just go with that. Yeah, someone asked like how I would actually print this. This, you know, in the end it will be split like in different sub parts. Basically, I already created like different kind of insert keys with like different shapes, and basically I would cut like part of the model and print them like in small part, because one of the other thing is like right now with like the home kind of 3D printers, they're kind of limited with the poly count that they can actually print. So just to actually cheat that, I will split it in smaller part with like higher density of polygons. So that's why I'm kind of leaving the whole noisemaker up until the end, because I'm gonna try it first without, just to see how much I can get out of it, and then once I'm happy with the result, then one of the thing actually I never tried out, and maybe some of you actually know the answer about that, but the noisemaker, when you do you get the same result? Wait, I'm just gonna try to think about how I should actually explain this. When you actually do a noisemaker and you do a Dynamesh afterwards, and you get like result A, let's just say, And then if you do like a Dynamesh and then you apply a noisemaker on top the Dynamesh one, will you get the same result? That's one of the things that I wanted to check if because that might change the whole way I approach things for printing a noisemaker on a home printer. So now okay, so right now I got like my part, and now I need like to make the folds. So there's like two ways to go around. Some use the slash, which yeah, I guess I didn't update my UI, but like the UI I got at work, I actually got like the slash. But the way I actually do it, like just that I did it like on this side, would be a combination between dance standard and standard. But standard is like most of the time my best option. Usually, like when you do that, you don't want to be too high res. Like right now, you know, you could clearly see that I'm so far from being like super crisp high res, because the result will be better. If it's too high res, then I don't know, it feels like too sharp and it doesn't feel natural. Well, that's my personal opinion, but yeah. And basically, I will use the AccuCurve, which is in stroke, I think. I never remember which menu it actually is. Maybe it's in brush, in modifier. Well, I don't want to lose too much time trying to find this out, but yeah. But I'm sure someone in the chat can answer that. But yeah, basically it will just give you like a sharper kind of line. This is like without it. So what I'll do is like I'll just like start sculpting and then go on the next, and then use a little bit of soft just to be sure I'm not like always doing the same lines. For some reason with that material it's kind of hard to see where I'm going. I'm gonna pick let's go with this one. Okay. And right now, like, you know, the whole idea is like, you know, the cloth is actually being pulled from the center to the border edge. So because like this is supposed to be sewn to the outfit, so that's why usually the pulling happens more in those sections, especially in the corners. So I want to be sure I put some in there. And yeah, I just kind of freestyle it, and I try like on my tablet, I kind of barely touch it, you know, because it's so easy to do something super hard. So basically it's just I'm moving my fingers like with the pen, but I'm not really putting any pressure on the tablet. And even with when I smooth, I just like try to go really gently. And then always remember to pull away, look at it. See, like right now I feel like the lines are like a little bit converging a little bit too much to the center. So and even the whole shape, it's kind of weird. That doesn't feel like super round. So once again, like to do that, like I will use the move or the inflate, depending. Okay, yeah, so it's in brush and curve, AccuCurve. That's it. Basically, I never really changed any of those settings. You know, like and yeah, the the standard is good, but the move is also like really good to do like spikes and stuff like that, or just like to gently like pull the. I use it a lot, like just to sometimes I just want to replace like some of the edges, but like a really gentle touch. It's cool. It works well. You should try it out if you never tried it. Sometimes it's just easier with the gizmo. One of the things that I like on this side is like you feel like it's kind of twisting down and then going up, and that's definitely something I want to keep with this. So yeah, since it's not like perfectly symmetrical, I might have like to struggle a little bit more, like just to fit it. See, that's where, you know, like the AccuCurve can be like practical. Right now it would move like the whole thing, but with the AccuCurve I can just pinch it in that corner like slightly. Same thing with this. One other thing that I completely forgot to do was like that part needs to go in. Yeah, I completely forgot to put that in. don't forget to remove the acute curve when you're not using it, or you'll get weird pinching. That doesn't work at all. Just trying to find like something kind of close and at least that feels like symmetrical. One of the things that I'm gonna do right now is like I'm gonna do that, because I don't know if you saw, but I actually like deleted my subdivisions for this side so I could flip it, but I'm gonna restore them because I need the lower sub. It's easier like to manipulate, so I just go reconstruct once I flipped it, so at least like when I'm moving stuff, I won't, you know, it will be easier to move around without breaking the high-res detail. I don't want to erase too much because I might still use it as reference later, so all those lines and command. So while this save, I guess I will just take like a small sip. You guys are like surprisingly quiet tonight. I guess that's a good sign. You're paying attention. So now we'll just bring the other parts. I guess I like I already made a move, but yeah, no worries. I'm gonna keep this one. Then my other parts. So yeah, so I did it like quick, but maybe I can just slow it down and show you. So basically I will just duplicate my part, and right now if I just like, you know, let's just select mirror and weld, you know, it will tell me, oh no, multiple subdivision levels, and that won't work. So I'm just like, meh. And then of course you can always delete your subdivision levels and then flip it, but you know, you'll lost your subdivision level, which is not the point at all. So what I'll do is like, you can do delete lower with the highest subdivision levels, or you can do a freeze. You know, sometimes I do a freeze, but when I flip stuff, for some reasons, you know, one time out of 4, like it's when I just unfreeze my subdivision levels, it just, yeah, it messes up everything. So now like the safest way that I use is like I delete my lower once I'm at the highest, then I flip it. But for some reason it doesn't flip. Wait, I'll just see if I can. Just see if I can do like a better flip than this, because it almost feels like inverted. Wow, okay. Yeah, that didn't work out as well as I thought. So I'll just undo this. feels my center is not at the right spot at all. I wonder if I can actually replace the center with this. Yeah, that might be why. Okay, that's an attempt. I don't know if that will work. Mirror. Not really, but it's alright. I'm just gonna try at least to bring it as close as what I wanted. So something like that. Yeah, kind of close. Since I got you like listening, I was like wondering like about something like that's something I might do, but that's the thing, I don't have a clue if it's you know, for me it would be useful, but I'd like to have your input if you'd like to share it with me. But one of the things that I might like to do would be I'll create like some kind of blog. Like I'm not sure if it's going to be like on ArtStation or somewhere else. But basically, what I wanted to do would be, let's just say like I pick up a character from uh, Batman Arkham, or some design from, I don't know, like Mad Max. Let's just say like Fury Road. And basically, I would just do like an in-depth analyze of the design of the character, like what makes the character cool. So I'll go like over like, you know, color palette, material contrast, any type of contrast, like cloud versus metal, you know, like the you know, how much, like the ratios of it being used. And I got like all kind of crazy idea about that, but that's definitely something I go over for with my characters, personal ones and the ones at work. But that's the thing, like I feel there's like really cool characters out there, and I would really like to learn more from them, like basically how come I think they're like, they look so cool, and what's make them tick, like design wise. So instead of, you know, of course I'd like to sculpt them off, like all of them, but unfortunately I don't have the time. So just doing like an in-depth analysis of the every bits, I think for me that would be helpful. But I'm wondering if that could benefit everyone. So I don't know. Does that make any sense, or did you guys follow me all along? What I meant with by, you know, in-depth character design, you know, analytics and stuff. So yeah, share your thoughts. And my French accent want to come out. And of course, I would like do that for free. Like you know, I want to do it for myself, but I would just share it at the same time. Where's my gizmo? Oh, over there. I don't know why I didn't change it yet, but yeah, I just find it so annoying to have like the bars inside of the, even the scaling thing inside of the circle. I guess I'm gonna update it. I think my girlfriend is actually destroying the house. I don't know what's up. But yeah, sorry. So yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try it out, put it up there, and yeah, then I'll do it for me, and then yeah, if and I guess I will just see if it sticks and if people like it or find it helpful. Because there's it's always something I try like to strive for, like even you know, like it's one thing to have like a decent execution skills, like to do like a to sculpt a model, but to have like a strong design behind it makes like all the difference. And that's something I'm facing like a lot at work, like even with my other artists that I'm working with, like they're super strong to actually find like a just to reproduce like a concept, like a 2D concept. But when it comes like to actually, you know, designing something, or you know, being like more creative from what, you know, the concept usually is just like a suggestion of what the art director wants, but not literally what he wants. So if you can look at it and improve it, usually it's like, of course it depends on the studio, but for us at Ubisoft it's actually something welcome, because oftentimes like the person, the more well placed to know how good it will look in 3D is the guy who's actually doing it. So it's pretty hard to expect like art director imagine what you can actually achieve in 3D when that's not what he's doing like full time, you know. So a lot of good inputs, but I think that's one of the missions of the 3D character artist, just to try to take the concept and push it further. So yeah, so I think like doing that kind of you know, review of what's been done on other really cool characters is something that can be helpful for the future of your own design. You're basically, you know, understanding why you like it so much, or why it works so well, but like in with the design kind of point of view. So that's just my 2 cents. I guess I missed you, huh? Like I'm chatting like crazy. It just felt like the breast in that area didn't feel like round enough. It felt like more kind of flat. So that's why I'm going in with linen plate. Because once again, like one of the things that I kind of always do while I spin around is like I'll look at many things. One of them, like right now, is like the shadow. You see like how soft it is, but it tells me a lot on the surface. Like right now, see, like in the shadow we feel like an angle. So that's how I see that it's not, it could be like softer. So I'll try like to go in and just inflate it and then smooth it, because I don't want like to create like huge bulge. But sometimes that's how I'm gonna analyze my surface. And yeah, of course switching like the lighting or the material can help seeing this. But and once again, it doesn't mean to be perfect. I'm not striving for perfection right now. It's just if I see something, I'll try to fix it, then go somewhere else, and then later I might go back if it annoys me or something. But yeah. But damn, I forgot what I wanted to say about that. See, like right now, I got I feel it's harder to see. Okay. Another thing that I like to do, like right now, it's like since it's still like mid-res, if you like, because we see a lot of the resolution. But sometimes I like to go in, and if I'm doing something like super high-res, I will just go in and then, yeah, we can barely see it. But basically, I'll try like just to, you know, make like variations in the old border cloth, you know. Yeah, like I mentioned before, I can go and inflate that thing. And sometimes I just mix like a bunch of the two, so some parts could be more got more inflate, and then others could have like a more pinch. Another thing that I find like easier, see, like I try like to make it round, but sometimes by isolating a small part, it's easier to see like how much bulge it needs. To make it rounder. Hello, hello everyone. I'm just seeing that I missed a couple of hellos, so like a friendly dude, I just want to say hello to everyone with my beautiful deep voice. And that's the thing, like sometimes like you can see like I'm playing with the pressure sensitivity on how big the fold's gonna be. So instead of changing like the brush size every time that I'm doing a stroke, I'll just once again I try like to I got like a couple of books on folds and stuff like that. I try like to study them for many years to see like, you know, even with like drawing studies, but as well with like just try to break it down like technically how folds work. I'm still so far from the goal, but I mean like still, like, you know, you see like right now, like I try always like to put like a direction, so it's not like perfectly random. And if I go with one direction, then I try like to keep it all along. You know, fold seems to have like a specific rules. Okay. Was kind of wondering how I did it on the other side, and now I just noticed that it was supposed to be like that. So the IQ curve with the move once more. See, like I'm creating like some kind of corner with it. Yeah, I'll need like to figure out something out for this section. We'll probably like change the design of that. That's another thing, like sometimes since I'm doing like small sessions, and even like at lunch from time to time with some of my colleagues, I do like a speed sculpt, and basically like since we're actually going for time, I got some idea but I don't have time to execute them, so basically I will just like do a rough kind of sketch just for the next session that will go back. I will know, I won't forget my idea, my design idea, so I will just pick it up and continue with it. Like you see, sometimes I use AccuCurve, sometimes I don't, depending on to help like create variations in my folds. Yeah, I guess I won't like push it too much, because since this part is not made and it's gonna be duplicated, then I will probably need like to go back and fix it, but at least I'll try to go with symmetry with what I'm seeing right now. So any comments, suggestions? You want to talk to me about 3D, your cat, or what you're planning for the weekend, or okay, so this, just because it's gonna be tricky, just gonna mask both sides, because I want to do a straight line in the middle, and I don't want to be, damn, I got a hard time seeing. I don't want to be putting my line like on top of the, Yeah, for now I'm just gonna leave it like that, but later when I'm with the higher subdivision level, I will just like isolate that specific bit and yeah. I don't really use any CAD program. The only one I actually started to check, but I'm not even using it right now for my things, is actually Fusion, but Fusion 360. But yeah, it's so far from being in my pipeline because right now I feel like it's cool to do like Arts Fest stuff, but once you need like to retopo or I don't know, like I just need like to go to explore it more to see like what kind of pipeline can I use with it in my own. You guys use a lot of CAD software? Yeah, those parts are always a nightmare because they're so close to each other. Then just drawing like a straight a line without affecting the surface next to it. I think Joseph Trust like shown something to actually solve that. I'll need like to check the ask his ZBrush, I think. Yeah, for now it's gonna be messy, but I think that's gonna be it. Oh yeah, okay, you've been using Moi. Yeah, I think well, I never used SolidWorks, but I heard about it. But I think Moi, the first time I heard about it was from Vitali, which yeah, from what I heard, like that's another good alternative to what's the name again? Fusion. Or you know, I never really played with it, but hey Brandon, pleasure to meet you, man. I don't think I ever get the chance to actually swing by your one of your streams, but yeah, you wanted to see how it looks. But you know, like I mentioned earlier, that's only like partially what it will look like eventually. But because like I mentioned before, it's my scenes right now are like they're too heavy. So with my old computer and streaming at the same time, I need to break it down into smaller bits. So right now it's like the upper body, but the helmet with the variants, and the lower body is actually another scene. But yeah, she looks like that. I still need like to fix the hands, but yeah, and you know that's when I was like mentioning earlier, doing reviews on contrast and stuff like that. That's one of the things that it's like clearly my purpose. It's like you see like the big sleeves, and that I really want to bring some pieces of cloth back into the same thing with the leg. I want to bring back some piece of cloth just to create like contrast, because I feel like just some kind of latex, that's not enough. Metal is cool, but I think having a contrast with materials, fabrics, it really adds up. So yeah, that's what it looks like. But you can look at my I think at the bottom of the stream there's like an Instagram link. Yeah, if you go on my page, then you'll see like I posted, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, like a kind of an overall update on the model, where I'm going and all the parts included. So at least like you'll have like a better view of where it's at. Right now it's messy, but and I don't want to spend like too much time on the stream doing this, but one thing that I'm gonna do, since we don't have really any groups in ZBrush, but I can still like take like just say like this one, and everything underneath will be affected up until this one. So at least if I'm oh, it doesn't work. It used to work. Weird. But yeah, usually like when you do a start, or maybe it's because I got like still the P1 instead of the P2 release. I'm kind of I didn't get the chance to update yet. I'm kind of late, but yeah, basically usually when you do that, you should reveal everything under your arrow. So see, now it seems to work. Okay, if you guys notice what I missed, feel free to share it. But yeah, just gonna hide this one. No, that's right, I forgot I had like other parts that I could have moved around, but okay, so we'll just continue where we're at. Hey, thanks, Brandon. I'm glad you like it. But yeah, it's that's the whole point, you know. I just it's like an excuse to try to push myself, like in and at the same time learn new tricks. So hopefully I'll manage to finish it someday. Because I think I've been like working on it for quite some time right now. Yeah, well, you know, Sean is actually asking about keys and special prep. I think that might be like something I might add up like in the future streams, but yeah, right now I made like all kind of crazy shape, but usually most of them, because I'm not using color, you know, since they're like similar parts, just for like people who actually assemble them, it's easier to understand which parts goes where. Like instead of putting like colors on the tip of each part, you know which one goes in which places. I will just like do a specific key for a specific place, so there's only one part that fits there. And one other thing that I noticed, it feels better when you actually taper the key, because yeah, it feels if it's like perfectly square. Let's just say I'm doing like a cube as a key, and then I put it perfectly square, because sometimes of the the metrics and all of that, and depending on the scale of your object, it might have like a hard time fitting in. And yeah, by putting it more taper, like basically going like a not a pyramid but just a slightly, it will just give a chance to actually go in better. So but yeah, I will definitely like at some point do a stream, and even probably share my keys with all of you if it can be helpful. But yeah, I just want to test them out like as much as I can with different kind of sizes. I just don't want to throw like something out that you guys might get issues with. So I want to be sure it's solid before its release. Only 5 minutes left, so yeah, if there's like any questions, feel free to ask before the end of the stream. Then if not, then you can catch me on my morning streams. But yeah, they might be like early for many many of you guys, so it's all right. We'll see you around on the Pixologic channel. I'm trying like it's hard with like a crazy schedule right now for the E3 and everything coming up at work. We got like the huge rush, but still like I'm trying to keep the streams on Pixologic going on Thursday nights. So yeah, hopefully I should be back next week, next Thursday. Yeah, like Brendan mentioned, like stream projects go forever. That's the thing, since I'm spending just a small amount of time, like let's just say like a character at work, like from start to finish, it takes like around 4 weeks, 8 hours or sometimes like 12 hours a day, depending on how much I want to push it. But yeah, just doing a stream for an hour and a half, that's too little to. Plus, I'm talking on top of that, which slow me down. But it's all right. I just hope it's not too boring for everyone to watch, because it's going like a lot more slowly. But but yeah, I enjoy it. So on that, I'll have like to finish a little bit early tonight, since I started a little bit more early. I just don't want to spend too much time, but yeah, it was great seeing everyone. Thanks for being there. Was as always, it's always cool to chat with you. So I see you around, and have a good night, or a good day, or good evening. I don't know what to say anymore. So cheers everyone. I see you around.